Hello and welcome to Learning Bites by MyPubLab. Today we're going to continue our journey in formatting. And the first thing we're going to do is take a look at this page up close. So we have already formatted our page into the correct trim size that we want. We covered that in the last episode. So moving on, the next thing we want to do is we want to establish where our tabs are going to be. So you're going to be at the front here again, which is the home page on Microsoft Word. And we're going to jump over here to page layout. Again, this is going to be a tab you're going to use often when you're formatting. So from our page layout, now we're going to go over here into what is the paragraph pane. And you'll see spacing and indents, but we need to set tabs. Right here in this little corner, there's an arrow, and if you click that, it opens a new paragraph box, which gives us more options. And this is where we're going to find the tabs button. So to click the tabs button, and by default, it is 0.5. I'm just going to go out of here real quick and show you. If we use the 0.5, that brings that way over. That's too much of an indent. So we're going to just go back here, go into our tabs, and we're going to change this to a 1/4 inch tab. You don't need to worry about any of this alignment. You went on the left hand side always, and we're just going to say okay, and that's going to set up our tab stop. Now we hit tab, there we go. That's much better. And if we start into a new paragraph here, you can see the alignment is very nice there. Now one thing I'm noticing when I'm doing this is look how much spacing I have between my words. That is way too much spacing. Generally on the spacing you will see where it has after. That's going to change your spacing between your paragraphs is at 10 points. What we can do is we can reduce this to what we want. Now auto is going to be 2, so at 0 points it's going to give us a standard formatting there. And what I did was I just came to the end of the first paragraph and I changed this because I want it to reflect every place that I'm going from here on will be at 0. Now another way to do this is if we go back here and you go into your home page, right here on the home page, there's also a section you'll see we're at 1.5. We want to go to 1. If you have anything typed, you're going to always want to make sure it's selected. Then you can make the change there. We've still got the space. So why is that? Because we need to remove the space after the paragraph. So you're probably wondering how I'm utilizing this as a paragraph. Well, this is where formatting comes in. So you're about ready to learn a little technique that is what we experts use in formatting, and that's this little button right here. And what that is that shows your markups. And that's what we call, you'll notice this little arrow here, that's a tab. And you'll see this looks like a little backwards P. Those are paragraph markings. So every time I hit the return key or enter, you're going to see the paragraph marks. Now here's a very bad thing. When I see manuscripts that come in and people are formatting, you'll notice that I use my tab. We set our tabs. If you don't set your tabs, what you end up doing is doing this. And those little dots are spaces. Now here's where we get to the nitty-gritty of what we discussed previously. The most important part about your formatting is how this is going to translate into, 1, the visual consistency of your interior, as well as making sure that you get a consistent translation from your written book to your ebook. These little markups that you see on here are actually seen by the computer, almost like think of it as code, when you're converting it to an ebook. So if you don't format properly here when you're writing it, then what ends up happening is And I'm going to hit the enter key all the way down until we go to a new page. There you go. Because I get this all the time. I receive manuscripts from people and they look like this. So this page starts on a second page here. That's fine. That's no problem. If this is a title page, a cover page, whatever, you can have all the space behind it. The problem is when I get it and I do this, it's like, oh no, because when I enter this into an ebook uploader for ebook, it's going to read all these as repetitive and very likely it is going to remove them. And then what's going to happen is this is what you're going to see in your ebook. And that's not what you want. You want this on the next page. So how do you fix that? So if we want to go to a new page on here, the easiest way to do that is to introduce breaks. And to introduce a break is in our next episode. So I hope you've learned something here and this has been helpful. And remember, you can always turn on and off your markings if you're getting confused or you want to see where they are. And you can always go to this little guy here. We're going to highlight. Remember, always highlight if you're wanting to include any action for everything. And we're just going to click this. And this is going to remove my formatting off of these two. So it took away my spacing. It will not take away your actions like if you have a tab. But it will take away all of the spacing, anything that you have in that respect. And notice that all of our spacing's back to where it was before, because we have removed and cleared all the formatting. So I hope you learned a little something there. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode as we continue in the exciting world of formatting with Learning Bites by My Pub Lab.